France entered the second half of the week in the 2017 FIM International 6 Days of Enduro with the lead in 2 of the 3 World Trophy categories. As the competition built towards its final day, the Junior Trophy rankings looked most likely to change, and a third different route in 4 days would only add to the challenge. The riders track north for the first time into the Vallée de la Vézère. Great Britain enjoyed their best day of the week so far, a 5th place individual result from Nathan Watson, helping them to get the better of Portugal in the day's standings for the first time. But pulling back just 10 seconds on day 4, it now looks unlikely that they can recover 5 minutes more in the battle for best of the rest. Portugal maintained 4th position with teams behind them in a group separated by less than 8 minutes. Luis Oliveira topped their timesheets for the first time this week, finishing the day a highly creditable 16th to move into the top 30 overall. A strong start to the day for Eero Remes left him one of the top performers in the opening 3 special tests, and although he tailed off in the remainder of the day, he finished a minute faster than any of his teammates. Finland were the 2nd fastest World Trophy team, reducing the gap to 2nd by half a minute with one of their most fruitful sets of specials. A casualty for each of the top 2 teams were a reminder that even in the second half of the week, the risk of losing a competitor is ever present. Daniel Sanders suffered a crash in the latter stages of the day that not only left him the slowest of the Australians, but also in clear discomfort and unable to even make his tyre change at the end of the day.
Daniel's obviously had a crash there. We think it's probably initially thought to be worse than what it really is. He's just gone back to the hotel now, and I walked back with him from the Parc Fermé, and he was walking okay. He ended up not changing a tyre this afternoon, but there's plenty of time to reassess and go with things for tomorrow. So looking positive about it. Yep.
Meanwhile, for France, it was Christophe Nambertin who came off worse for wear, finishing 73rd and 78th in the final tests individually after an earlier fall and with a hand injury. Those results alone appear to have dropped Nambertin out of the running for individual victory, but didn't stop France from winning a 4th consecutive day, and by over a minute to extend their advantage to a massive 7 minutes. This morning in the second part of the link section on one of the climbs, there were a lot of stones and I fell really hard on a rock and I hit my hand. It then swelled up quite badly and had some real trouble riding, but my teammates did some good work and we gained back some ground on our rivals, so now it's just about taking it to the finish. The fight for second place appears the closest, particularly with injury to Australia's Daniel Sanders that puts his further participation in the competition into overnight doubt. But with Christophe Nambertin also suffering at the close of day 4, chasing third place team Finland may yet have an outside chance of overall victory. The Junior Trophy has provided some close competition throughout the week, but the day 4 standings were particularly tight. The top 4 teams separated by less than 20 seconds. Great Britain enjoyed their best day but still couldn't push beyond 4th and therefore remained 3 minutes back from the top 3. The USA likewise sits stationary in 3rd. The American trio finished 0.07 of a second short of the day's leaders and remained 2 minutes behind overall. Lane Michael topped the team's timings for the first time, creeping into the day's top 20 with a strong final test. Italy also performed well enough to keep the gap at less than a minute between the top 2, despite finishing 3rd on the day behind the USA. Andrea Verona enjoyed his best day of the competition so far, finishing fastest of his team, but the Italians all need to up their game on the final full day to make up the 45-second deficit. Hugo Blanjou had a tougher day 4 after starting the week as France's strongest performer, but the host nation remained favourites for the title thanks to their day 3 gains, and another solid performance did little to dispel thoughts of a Junior Trophy win for them. It's been good for France, our team is still ahead, but for me it was more difficult today. I fell 3 times in 5 specials, which really is too much, but it will be better tomorrow.
3 fois en 5 spéciales, donc ça fait beaucoup. Bon, ça sera mieux demain.
An eye-wateringly close day in the Junior World Trophy leaves the gaps largely static at the top of the overall standings. Spain make back lost ground on Chile to close up the battle for 5th, while the next closest fight is also the most important, for top spot between France and Italy. Barring major surprises in the remainder of the week, the Women's World Trophy rankings look settled, with gaps of at least 5 minutes between each of the top 6 teams. Team USA remains second, waiting for an error from Australia, while Brandy Richards is best of the rest in the individual classification, behind Laia Sanz and Tyler Jones.
I started off really well. My first test was really good. I believe I was second. I had a couple mistakes throughout the day, and tried to pick it up the last couple tests, and ended up doing pretty good. I think my teammates are actually doing pretty good now. I think they're keeping pretty steady and keeping a good pace.
An incredible 7-minute gap now leaves Australia comfortable, and with one daily dropped rider in the Women's World Trophy, it would be a minor miracle if the women from Down Under were to lose the lead. Tyler Jones enjoyed her best result of the day at the 4th time of asking, reducing the individual advantage of Laia Sanz to below a minute.
Yeah, for sure. Australia have a strong lead at the moment, so we're just going to try and stay consistent. Hopefully, not doing anything silly to cost us the title. But yeah, so far so good, and I'm happy with where I'm sitting. I made up some ground today on the overall, so we'll see what we can do tomorrow.
With the lead teams drifting steadily apart, the Women's Trophy looks largely settled after day 4, and the focus will soon turn to the closing battle for the individual winner. But with no dropped rider in the 2 other classes, the tension continues to build ahead of the final full day of competition in the 2017 FIM International 6 Days of Enduro.